Christian school teacher gave a student, underage student, alcohol at the prom, decided to twerk on the young man, and then texted him that she would sneak him into her home when her husband left. Put up a mugshot. All right. This lady, Julie Hoover, a former teacher at a private Christian school, previously accused of sexting with a student, was arrested again on Tuesday on more charges. Julie Hoover, 39 years of age, now faces a new misdemeanor charge of contributing to the delinquency of a minor and a second felony charge of an authority figure soliciting or engaging in lewd conduct with a student. Now, according to the report, ironically, while she was drinking and gyrating on this student, other teachers had to literally come and stop this twerking action. But there's another problem. She already had been accused of being inappropriate with a student before and was still given this opportunity to serve young kids. She was at the prom as a chaperone. The prom, this Christian prom, allowed for the adults to drink alcohol in the back. So when they finished drinking their adult beverages, obviously this teacher decided to bring it to her favorite student. Now, the new charges stem from the school's prom on April 8th, giving you background here. A student told investigators that Ms. Hoover was pressuring him to drink at the event, even forced the straw from her cup into his mouth. This was done in front of witnesses. An administrator told the investigators staff had the alcohol in the back room and to drink after the event when students left. That's the story that the other adults came up with. The student also said when he was on or near the dance floor, Ms. Hoover, the school teacher, the Christian school teacher, decided to start twerking on him, making him uncomfortable. At least two other people, witnesses, corroborated the story and told investigators they got in between Hoover and the student several times, trying to get the teacher to stop. Hoover was first arrested in June after deputies said she was sexting with an 18-year-old senior at the school. Now, some of you will say, well, the person is 18. Is that individual not technically an adult? Yes, an adult, but still illegal. Here's why. States like Florida, Georgia, and others, they have passed laws that create an issue. It is illegal, even if the student is technically an adult. If you have that imbalance in the relationship, you have a student, you have a teacher, it is against the law in order to engage in a sexual relationship. Well, she decided to violate the law. Records show that the mother of the student contacted the sheriff's office on June 2nd after finding these inappropriate and explicit text messages between the teen and Ms. Hoover. The mother also told deputies Ms. Hoover was arranging for the student to sneak into her home while her husband was at work, according to court documents. Now, remember, she already has a history of being inappropriate with students. An official with the school who said, don't identify them, issued a statement in response to Hoover's latest arrest, saying, and I quote, Mrs. Hoover is a former teacher with Point of Grace Christian. We will not provide further information on her employment or departure from our school. The Taylor County Sheriff's Office informed us of the allegations against Mrs. Hoover, and we have cooperated with the investigation. Out of respect for the judicial process, we will not comment any further at this time, said the statement. Let me say this. Out of respect for the students that you obviously did not give a damn about by allowing this individual who already had a problematic past, out of respect for those students, we need to know more. We need to know why this individual was allowed to remain employed, why this person had the opportunity to make a victim out of those children again, And what was the protocol that led to her employment in the first place? You see, I have questions, but I will tell you what happened. I will tell you exactly what happened. Two things: white Jesus and white privilege. Those are the two things that happened. Okay? She went to the school and said, woe is me. I need a job. It was all a misunderstanding. No need to do a background check. I'm a Christian and obviously white. She got the job. Who in the hell can remain employed in an educational system with that kind of past except in the context of Christianity? You have to think about this. All right. We're going to continue to follow this story. Obviously, I believe that there are more victims here. Typically, it's not just one when it comes to these types of educators. All right, Senator, thoughts on this?
Yeah, Doc, it's obvious that this person, Miss Hoover, has a problem. And you talk about the fox garden, the hen house. What in the unholy hell, as you laid out, was she even employed in the first place? She has a pattern. This is not one time, it is a pattern. And she should never, ever teach again. And I do agree with you, Doc, that this school needs to come harder than what they're coming. They need to bring it to the whole and say that they are going to, that they're outraged by it, that they're disappointed by it, and that they're going to do everything in their power to ensure that nothing like this ever, ever happens again. And then two other points. Why would the adults have a room with alcoholic beverages in the back when they supposed to be? This wasn't communion. This wasn't the Jesus juice.
That's
what
right.
The hell were they doing, tipping back in there? And then lastly, I'm really glad that this young man spoke up. A lot of times, Dr. Richey, you know, it is very hard for men in this oversexed society to speak up because people overlay onto men. And that includes even younger men, that somehow they like it, even when it's inappropriate. And then lastly, a lot of times female teachers get away with this kind of stuff. And nobody should get away with it, whether they're female or male, when it comes to jeopardizing and being inappropriate with students. So good on this young man and his family.
Very well said.